Coordinate grid plot points in all quadrants. What is it? Intersection of two lines, one horizontal and one vertical. Why? Helps you find an address since the streets are ordered. Interesting fact. Sharks lay the biggest eggs in the world. Okay, let's talk about vocabulary. Ordered pair, or you may see the word coordinates. So as you can see on the screen, you have quadrant 1 on the top right, quadrant 2 on the top left, quadrant 3 on the bottom left, and quadrant 4 on the bottom right. So in essence, the names of the quadrants go in a counter clockwise way. And then origin is where the y-axis and the x-axis meet. So that is the 0 or the as it's labeled, or origin. So you can remember 0, O. They both kind of look similar. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about the characteristics of each quadrant. So as you can see, quadrant 1 plus plus, or positive positive, and then quadrant 2 negative positive, quadrant 3 negative negative, and quadrant 3 positive negative. Now what does that mean? Now let's take a look at 4 points so that you can see what happens. So if we take a look at 2, 2, both numbers are positive, so therefore my my ordered pair is in the quadrant 1. Now if I take a look at negative 2, 1, my first number is negative, so therefore my ordered pair will be in quadrant 2 since the second number is positive. Now, if both numbers in your ordered pair are negative, like negative 5, negative 2, then it will be in quadrant 3. Now, let's take a look at quadrant 4. You have 3, negative 2, so the first number is positive, the second number is negative. Now, let's take a look at the steps in order to do this. Step 1, use the x part of the coordinate. Step 2, use the y part of the coordinate. And step 3, plot and label. So let's go ahead and change the numbers to green and orange so that it is a little bit easier to see and realize that the x goes first, okay, and then the y goes second. So you can also remember x goes first because it is first in the alphabet, or rather before y, and also you can remember it is since you walk horizontally, and x is horizontal, and there you have it. Okay, so let's take a look at the first example. We're going to go right 3 because it's a positive 3, and then now we are going to go up 4, and then finally we plot, we label, and we're done with that example. Now let's take a look at the next example. We're going to go right 2, and this time we're going to go down 5 because it is negative 5. So we go down 5 to negative 5. Now let's take a look, plot, and we label. Now let's take a look at example 3. In this particular example, we don't go anywhere because it is a 0. And then now we go down 4 to negative 4. So therefore we are now we plot, we label, and we now are at 0, negative 4, and we're done with that example. Now let's take a look at example 4. So this time we're going to go to the left 4 to negative 4 because it says negative 4. And then now we're going to go down 3 to negative 3 because that is where you have negative 3. So now we're going to go ahead and plot, label, and we're done with that example. Now let's take a look at the ordered pair negative 4, 0. So this time, once again, we're going to go 4 to the left because it is negative, and therefore we go there. And then it says 0 for the y part, so we don't go anywhere. And then finally, we plot, we label, and there in example 5 is done. Now let's take a look at example 6. So this time we go left 3 because it is negative. And then finally, we go up 2 to the point 2, and we plot, we label, we get negative 3, 2. Okay, so now we're done with this example. Now, let's go ahead and ask a question. Where is each point? Do you know? Okay, let's go ahead and figure out. So example 1, 3, 4 is in quadrant 1. What about example 2? Do you know? It's in quadrant 4. Okay, we're done with that example. Now let's take a look at example 3. Do you know where example 3 is? It is the y-axis. Did you say quadrant 3 and quadrant 4? Well, you can say between that, okay, but the better answer is on the y-axis. And then let's take a look at example 4. Where is that? Example 4 is in quadrant 3. Take a look at example 5. It is on the x-axis. And finally, let's take a look at example 6, quadrant 2. Okay, so we're done with where is each point. And finally, there you have it. Okay, so now it is your turn. So go ahead and pause the video so you can take your time to answer the questions. And I will show you the answers in 3, 2, and 1. Here are the answers. If you got them correct, well done. If you didn't, there is always tomorrow.